Welcome to Scambaiting Emails. I was excited to be offered an important new job, but the guy who would be my boss seemed so unreliable and wasted so much of my time that finally I decided to teach him a lesson. Stick around until the surprise ending. I think you'll enjoy it. If you do enjoy this video, I hope you'll like it and subscribe to this channel, and feel free to leave a comment. Eventually, YouTube's algorithm has to notice us, doesn't it? Anyway, this latest adventure all begins with an email whose subject line is no subject. As you can see, it was sent by someone named Leonard Croce, or wait, it appears to be signed by someone named Toru. And like all important business emails, it has been sent to undisclosed recipients. Hello, friend. I have a job request for you on mutual benefit. Do contact me on, gives an email, if interested. Sounds as though it might be interesting, but first I'll need more information. Dear Toru, or Dear Leonard Croce, I'm a bit confuddled by your message. It says it's been sent to me by Leonard Croce, but inside the email it says it's from someone named Toru, who has a completely different address I'm supposed to reply to. If Toru wrote that email, why did he use Leonard's address? And was that with Leonard's permission? Or I guess it's possible that Toru is a nickname for Leonard, although I haven't met anyone named Leonard or Toru. While I've got your 100% attention, I should ask you a few more questions to help me understand what this is all about. Are you saying you want to offer me a job, or are you asking me to give you a job? If it's the latter, I regret to tell you I don't have any job to give you because I don't even have a job myself. I'm living off a court settlement I received from the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad for the accident I suffered when one of their trains snuck up on me without any warning. It's enough to live on, combined with my disability payments, but there's no money left over to hire someone. If it's the former, if you are offering me a job, I'd be interested in learning more of the details, especially inasmuch as so far I don't have any of them. What is the job? How much does it pay? What is the name of your company? Are you and your company located here, or are you somewhere else? Is the job something I can do from home, what young people call telecommuting, or do I have to go to an office or a factory or something like that? Please let me know. If you are offering me a job and I can do it from my house and it's not too difficult, I would be most interested in learning more about it. In sincerity, Rob, or as my friends call me, Rob McClenn. P.S. I almost forgot, how much does the job pay? Barely 3 hours later, I receive a reply from Toru Takahashi. Hello, Rob McClenn. Nidec Corporation foremost would like to thank you for considering our offer. To be the company's representative in your region by assisting Nidec Corporation to communicate and also retrieve overdue payments from our customers' clients who are located in the USA, Canada. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have clients from your region that have not met up to the normal payment schedule after confirming the delivery of products sent to them in good condition. Based on research and experience, we have discovered that having a representative in the same region with our clients, it becomes easy for them to comply and pay in due time. That is why we require representatives in your region who can easily communicate with our customers via email and telephone means only. We shall provide you with all information which you will require to prove the existence of the debt owed by the customer client. Our company would like you to concentrate on this transaction. After confirming that you received this email, we shall send you another email, which is our approval process, in which you are to confirm your full contact information in the right manner. We confirm in good faith that we are ready to work with you, and also we must let you know that any payment made to you on behalf of our company, you shall earn 7% as commission, and also you will be placed on a monthly payment of $4,000 if applying as an individual, and $7,000 if applying as a company based on your credibility, and if you are willing and ready to assist our company without any illegal activities. Without any? Not even a little? Anyway. Nidec Corporation is a Japanese-based company primarily engaged in the production and sales of equipment. We also have other subsidiary companies. I also want to let you know that we have millions of dollars worth of payments with different clients' companies from different regions in North America currently owed to Nidec Corporation. Please do not hesitate to get back to us if you require further details, and I hope this email finds you well. Note, this job does not require you to travel to Japan, nor does it require you to meet with our clients' customers in your region. All communication is done via digital channels, ranging from telephone and emails. This job is flexible. You can plan your own working hours to suit your schedule and earn extra income while you go about your daily job. I look forward to your positive response. Best regards, Toru Takahashi, Chief Performance Officer, Chief Sales Officer, America, Nidec Corporation. Hello, Toru Takahashi. I am writing in regards to the job offer you mentioned in the email you sent to me and to which I am responding herein. Before we go further, who is in charge of hiring for this project, you or Leonard Croce? He was the first person from your company to contact me, but then you replied to my reply to his email. I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of an intercompany conflict. Moving forward toward the future, with whom shall I be communicating, you or Leonard? Because your company is located in Kyoto, Japan, undoubtedly you're familiar with the oft-quoted Buddhist expression, perfect communication can be achieved only by, at most, 2 persons at a time. Fewer than 2 is difficult, more than 2 is impossible. I've always found those words to be as true as words can be, given their limitations. At the end of the day, of course, they're only words, and words are all I have with which to communicate in an email. After you let me know whether my future communications will be with you or with Leonard Croce, I'm sure I'll have a few questions about your offer. In sincerity, Rob McClellan. Hello, Rob. My sincere apologies for the delayed response. I'm not sure to what delay he is referring. This response arrived within an hour or 2 of my previous email. Your email has been received, and we appreciate your correspondence. We are in need of representatives in North America because due to previous experience, it has been proven that clients, especially debtors, respond to debt owed when means of remittance is available within the confines of their region. When you are assigned as one of our company representatives, you will be an intermediary between Nidec Corporation and the client's customers in your region. We shall immediately commence with the following process of verifying your identity that you will provide for us to open a file with our accounting department to facilitate our business relationship. You have been requested to furnish us with your full contact information, which consists of the following: full names, full contact postal address, your company name, the position held, years of working experience, telephone number, cell number, bank name. You should send the above details so we can immediately draft the agreement document. Once the agreement document is signed, we shall open your file and check our payment schedule to see the customer or any account of our customers in your region. After this has been completed, also note clearly that you will not be required to provide any application or processing fee payment to Nidec Corporation, since your role as the company's representative is just to communicate and receive funds, deduct 7% of the total funds, and remit the balance, 93%, to the company. P.S. I'm the only one you will be communicating with and will be responsible on your dealings, day in, day out. Best regards, Toru Takahashi. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Before I can reply in a helpful manner to your email, I really do need a definitive answer to the question I asked you in the second paragraph of my most recent reply to you, which I sent to you previously prior to this email that you are reading right now. It had to do with you and with Leonard Croce. Please go back to my previous email from before, and you'll see the question in the second short paragraph. It is an easy question for you to answer, even though it's impossible for me to answer correctly because I am not aware of the information that would provide the answer to that easy for you question. As I mentioned before, I don't want to get caught in the crossfire of an intercompany conflict. It should take you only 30 seconds or less to elucidate me re the seemingly contradictory information contained in the earlier email that you, or was it Leonard, sent to me. Good day, Rob. I have explained this to you, that Leonard is my junior officer and he acts in my capacity to contact you in the first instance. I'm in charger from the moment you work for us, Nidec. I hope I have answered your question, and be rest assured that your interest is in our best. Regards. Wait a minute, what does he mean he has explained this to me? I don't know about you, but if you're like me, then I'll bet you don't like being told something has been explained to you when it hasn't, and I agree with you 100%. Or maybe he did send me such an email, but I never received it. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Thank you for your reply to my most recent email. Now that I know Leonard Croce is your junior officer, I can better understand the chain of command and know that you are at the very top of that chain. One thing you said in your most recent email has me a bit concerned. You stated, I have explained this to you that Leonard is my junior officer. I never received any earlier or other email from you that explained about his role in all this. This makes me a bit concerned about the possibility either that not all of my email is being delivered to me, or that someone has hacked my account and deleted some messages, including the one that apparently you tried to send to me earlier, leaving me completely in the dark with no way of realizing you did already answer my question and no way of knowing what other important emails I should have received but similarly were deleted by the unknown hacker. Because I am not what is known as technically oriented, I have no idea how to determine if other emails were not delivered to me. My grandchildren sometimes mock me by saying I don't even know how to turn on my computer, although of course I do know how. Please do me two really quick and easy favors to enable us to move forward with the NIDEC project. One, please tell me the precise time and date that you sent me that first email in which you told me who Leonard is. I can try searching my entire computer's memory files to see if knowing the time and date somehow helps me find that missing email, or I can have one of my grandchildren conduct the search for me. 2. Please do one of the following really quick things. A. Resend the original missing email to me. Now, the way I do that is to find the original email. I mean, if it's one that I sent, not one that I received, open it up, and then select Resend from the choices my email device gives me. B, or your choice, simply copy and paste whatever it was that entire missing email said and put it in a new email message for me and send that new message to me. If you choose B, please be sure to include what words you wrote at the top of the email, the words that tell the other person what the subject of the email is about. Probably I will have Norton look for me. Now, I don't mean the internet service, although given these disappearing emails, perhaps I should consider getting whatever it is they have that can stop future emails from evaporating as does the morning dew in the hot Florida sun. One of my grandkids, Norton, is very technical smart. Although Norton is his middle name, his first name is Ed, that's what everybody always calls him. He also has a non-identical twin sister named Alice, but she never seems to have been interested in the computer, which is why I need to rely on Norton. Again, I don't mean the internet service, I mean one of my grandsons. Wow, I certainly did not intend to write such a word-filled reply to you. I'll bet it will take you longer to read the email than it will to just resend me a copy of the original email that you talked about but which I never received. Please forgive my wordosity, which really is just an expression of my enthusiasm about doing the things with NIDEC that you talked about doing together. P.S. I'm sure I will have a number of NIDEC operational questions for you. One that comes to mind right now is, because I will be deducting 7% of the total funds I collect before sending the remainder to NIDEC, obviously you won't be able to withhold any income taxes to pay the government. My question is, do you use some sort of form to report to my government's tax department how much money I received? Or because you're in Japan rather than here, do you not bother to report anything to my country's tax department? If I have a choice between those two things, probably the most convenient thing for you is not to bother reporting anything to my country's tax department, but if I don't have a choice, then I'm sure whatever your policy is will be fine. Also, is there some sort of training program I can go through before I begin helping your customers? Hello, Rob McClenn. My sincere apologies for the delayed response. Your email has been received, and we appreciate your correspondence. We are in need of representatives in North America because due to previous experience, it has been proven that clients, especially debtors, respond to the debt owed when means of remittance is available within the confines of their region. When you are assigned as one of our company representatives, you will be an intermediary between NIDEC Corporation and the client's customers in your region. Wait a minute, this sounds very familiar. We shall immediately commence with the following process of verifying your identity that you will provide for us to open a file with our accounting department to facilitate our business relationship. You have been requested to furnish us with your full contact information, which consists of the following. And he asks a number of personal questions that really aren't any of his business. You should send the above details so we can immediately draft the agreement document. Once the agreement document is signed, we shall open your file and check our payment schedule to see the customer or any account of our customers in your region. After this has been completed, also note clearly that you will not be required to provide any application or processing fee payment to NIDEC Corporation, since your role as the company's representative is just to communicate and receive funds, deduct 7% of the total funds, and remit the balance 93% to the company. P.S. I'm the only one you will be communicating with and will be responsible on your dealings day in, out. Hello, Toru Takahashi. The email you just sent me, dated August 14, is identical to the email you sent me on August 7. I must admit I am disappointed that in that most recent email you didn't address any of the issues or answer any of the questions I had asked in my previously most recent email. It is as though you never received my previous email. But of course it's clear that you did receive it because it's right there at the bottom of your email to me. That is, at the bottom of your email, it shows my entire August 12 email to you. I realize you must be very busy in your job at NIDEC, and perhaps every now and then you forget to read an email someone sent you before replying to it. But the things I asked you about are very important to me, as you'll see when you take a look at that August 12 email from me to you. Please take another look at that August 12 email I sent you, and you should see what I'm talking about. I'm quite looking forward to being a valuable member of the NIDEC team. Hello, Rob. Thanks for your email and taking me back to our email dated 12th August 2023. You don't have an issue with your computer, and neither do you have disappearing email. I felt the email was sent to you, which never did, and that is from my end. I will like you to complete the details on my previous email so we can move more forward. Thanks. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Oh, so there never was such an email. I guess I owe Norton an apology. He said he couldn't find anything wrong with my computer, and he examined it for spying software and couldn't find anything. Looking back in hindsight, I think I might have said something derogatory about his forensic computer skills. In a way, I guess one could say that I took out my disappointment on Norton and kind of blamed him for not being able to find the missing email and, as I recall, said something like, "You're as worthless as your mother," which I will be the first to admit was an insulting thing to say and, under the circumstances, sort of inappropriate. It's pretty late at night right now, so I'll have to wait until tomorrow to call him up on the telephone and tell him I've figured out what the problem is and to tell him how much I appreciate his efforts to solve the mystery, even though he couldn't. Anyway, thanks for letting me know. What is our next step? Toru's reply was brief. I mean, very brief. Please go to my email and fill out your details. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Did you mean to include in your most recent email the list of details you want me to fill out? I think among all the confusion among whether or not some emails got lost, you forgot to include them in your latest email that I most recently received from you. Or is there some place on the internet where I'm supposed to do it? If so, please tell me the URL, the link I should go to put in my information. Thanks. Hello, Rob. Thanks for your timely response. Below is the details I want you to fill out. And then there's a bunch of information that's really none of his business, but he wants me to give it to him. Await your response ASAP. Regards, Toru. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Here are the details you requested. Full names, Rob McClen, also can be spelled Maclen. Full contact or postal address, and there's an address. Your company name, not applicable. Before I went on disability, I worked for Nichols May Distillation Services, Inc. The position held Assistant Deputy Gender Clarification Department. Years of working experience, 28. Telephone number, and I give a phone number. Cell number, not applicable, which means I don't have a cell phone. Bank name, Citizens Bank and Trust. By the way, I just realized there was a question I asked you previously that maybe you didn't see because it hasn't been answered yet. I will reprint it right here so you won't have to go looking for it among our previous emails. Do you use some sort of form to report to my government's tax department how much money I received? Or because you're in Japan rather than here, do you not bother to report anything to my country's tax department? If I have a choice between those two things, probably the most convenient thing for you is not to bother reporting anything to my country's tax department. But if I don't have a choice, then I'm sure whatever your policy is will be fine. Also, is there some sort of training program I can go through before I begin helping your customers? Hello, Rob McClenn. Thank you very much for furnishing us with the information. It has been forwarded to the company board of directors for approval. We shall get back to you once the approval is out. Note that we have a way of sorting the IRS so you don't have to worry about the taxes. A few days later, I receive an odd and inscrutable email from Toru. Hello, Rob. Hope this message find you in good health. Please reply ASAP. Well, that's kind of puzzling. Hello, Toru Takahashi. Frankly, I'm puzzled. Almost a week ago, you sent me the details you want me to fill out, and I did so immediately. But then, after you confirmed that indeed you did receive the details, 3 full days passed with no word at all from anyone at Nidec Corporation. That sudden, complete lack of communication ultimately led me to experience some stress, which my doctor says is not good for me. And then, when after 4 days I finally did hear from you again, the email you sent me only said you want me to reply ASAP. I don't understand what type of reply you want me to send you, and I don't understand what is taking so long for the company board of directors to rubber stamp my information with their approval. I realize that I shouldn't get mad at you for the company board of directors' inaction, so I won't. But I must say that I am neither pleased nor impressed with their inexplicable delay in doing their job so that you and I can move forward with whatever is supposed to happen next. If they have doubts about my ability to do the job properly and well, at least they should have the courtesy to let me know to look elsewhere for an even better opportunity somewhere. What's going on? Hello, Rob. Thanks for your speedy response, which I believe we can have a great business dealings. The board has approved your details, which is a great news for us, and your first assignment. Hello, Toru Takahashi. I must admit I am surprised, and not in a good way. It has been 8 days since I sent you all of that detailed information about myself. Now, finally, I hear from you that the board has approved my details, and you mention my first assignment, but you don't tell me what the assignment is, or, even though I asked about this before, where and when I shall receive the training necessary to do an excellent or better job. Does it always take so long for things to get done at Nidec Corporation? From what has occurred so far, I am guessing the Nidec Corporation's board of directors is a bloated bureaucracy that prevents the company's real workers, for example, you and me, from getting anything accomplished. In the meantime, I have been contacted by WeCon Limited. Their headquarters is in China, but it was their Hong Kong branch that made the contact about being their exclusive representative in the U.S. The offer they made me is quite tempting and most lucrative, and they seem eager to get started. Now that I have heard from you again, maybe I will be able to thank them for their kind offer, but that they are too late because another company contacted me first before they did. Can we get started this week? If so, I guess I'll thank WeCon Limited kindly for their offer, but explain that you offered before they did. Please advise per the things I wrote about above this. Attention, Rob McClenn. Thanks so much for your dedication in working for us, and be rest assured that you won't be let down. Below is the details of our client whose payment are overdue. Anthony E. Bennett, Densall Enterprises, LLC, office address, and I blanked out the address, Brooklyn, New York, and the zip code a telephone number, a fax number, and an email address. You are to contact they and demand for their first batch of payment to our company. Always CC me on your email to them. Regards, Toru. Hello, Toru Takahashi. What? Is April Fool's Day coming late this year? I have had no training in how to perform in this new job. I have no idea how much Anthony E. Bennett's overdue payment amounts to. I have no idea what the undefined overdue payment is for. I have no idea how Anthony E. Bennett is supposed to send the payment, however much it is supposed to be. I don't even know what the E in his name stands for, which can make it pretty difficult to legally collect a debt, especially with New York City's strict financial laws. I just now excavated your first original email to me in which you stated, among other things that we needn't go into right now, we shall provide you with all information which you will require to prove the existence of the debt owed by the customer client. But in the reality of the real world, you haven't provided any of that at all. If this is how you do business, it's no wonder you're having trouble with other companies not paying their bills to you. Fortunately for me, another international company from China has contacted me and wants me to do a job very similar to what you originally described, but which obviously has turned out to be a sinking tugboat on the river of dreams. In my life, I have learned that in business, it all boils down to a matter of trust. As Plato famously declared, an innocent man has nothing to fear, just as a piano man learns to play between the broken keys. I assume I need not remind you that during his time, Plato was a true big shot whose words ring even more true today, especially with what's happening in the world. I don't know why you just sort of wasted my precious time like this, but you bet I won't get fooled again, not if I have anything to say about it, and I do. And here is where the plot takes a surprising twist. At this point, I realize I really don't want to continue conversing with Toru. That's because I just don't like the guy. He keeps ignoring my questions, giving me woefully incomplete information, and all in all being very unhelpful. So I decide I'm done with Toru. But what about that great-sounding job? What about the presumably hefty sum of money Anthony E. Bennett owes? Well, I know his name, and the name of his employer, and his email address. I can continue trying to coax the necessary bits of information from Toru, or, well, I have a better idea. Dear Anthony E. Bennett, I am the North American Collections Manager for Nidec Corporation. It has come to my attention that Densol Enterprises, LLC has an overdue outstanding debt with our company. Unfortunately, the person I am replacing ran into some legal difficulties I am not at liberty to discuss and no longer works for us. Also, unfortunately, the records he left behind appear to contain some contradictory information. To make sure you don't pay us more than you actually owe us, please check your own records and advise me regarding the date the debt was incurred, a detailed list of what we provided your company, the precise amount of money that, according to your records, you are supposed to pay us, the deadline by which your payment of the debt was to have been completed. I will carefully compare the above information with our own records to make sure there is no discrepancy, and then you and I can agree on a timely schedule for repayment of the debt. I won't know until I see the information, see above, that you provide me, but it's possible we can come to an arrangement by which, thanks to our joint cooperative efforts, Densol Enterprises, LLC can repay a discounted portion of the overall debt, thereby saving your company valuable money that you might choose to use for whatever purpose you desire. To make such a discounted debt repayment possible, we will need to receive your full, complete, and cooperative response within 1 business day. Because, as you know, Monday is Labor Day and therefore a legal holiday, within 1 business day means not later than 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. I look forward to working with you to resolve this situation without having to resort to involving lawyers and judges and other legal accoutrements. P.S. To avoid the prospect of too many cooks spoiling the bath, it will be best if you do not mention this to any of your Densol colleagues. See, I don't need Toru for this. I'm certain to receive a prompt, helpful reply from Anthony E. Bennett. Except, despite my charming offer to help him lessen the total amount owed, 4 full days, including the Tuesday deadline, come and go with no response from Anthony. I'm through playing games here. I'm done asking for information, asking for payment of a debt, and seeing more emails from Toru land in my inbox. I will send one final email before resorting to taking more dramatic measures. Dear Anthony E. Bennett, as the North American Collections Manager for Nidec Corporation, I am most disappointed not to have heard from you by the end of business on this past Tuesday, September 5. I was hired for this position because of my vast experience in collecting debts from people and businesses who are unreasonably slow to make good their financial obligations. Perhaps you assumed you could just ignore me for as long as possible and hope that I'd give up. If so, you made a grave miscalculation. I really don't feel like flying up to New York City to personally persuade you to pay your debt. Of course, I always feel that way beforehand, but once I arrive in the deadbeat city, a surge of energy surges up in me, and I'm glad I made the trip. It gives me a chance to look the deadbeat right in the eye and say, "You are nothing more than a deadbeat." Because you are in New York, however, this time I'll probably just have a couple of my associates drop by your home to discuss this matter with you in private. I'm not sure who is available next week, but most likely it will be 2 ex-military types named James and Jim, and possibly a third named Leroy Brown, of whom no doubt you've heard if you read the New York tabloids. Both James and Jim are very large for their size. While James might look kind of intimidating, and I must admit he is deadly when he wants to be, you really don't want to piss off Jim. More than one deadbeat has learned the hard way that you don't mess around with Jim, and out of my concern for your health and well-being, I would like to avoid having the 2 of you meet. In the spirit of the season, I have decided to give you one last chance to do the right thing by replying in detail to my email of September 3. If I don't hear from you by 5 p.m. Eastern today, September 7, you will not receive any more friendly emails from me. When you reply, be sure to include all of the information I requested from you in my earlier email that I previously sent to you before this one. Anthony, I greatly prefer to keep this on a personal, friendly basis. I have learned that is the most profitable way to approach financial matters, but I will not continue to contact you in the hopes that eventually you will decide to do the right thing, as the kids say. I look forward to receiving your response not later than 5 p.m. today. Please understand for certain and without doubt that if once again you fail to meet that responsibility, all future communications between you and me or between you and 2 or 3 of my associates will be in person and will not be very fun for you. Cordially, Rob McClellan. No response from Anthony, but I do notice a new email arriving the following day from Toru. I don't even open it. I'm leaving the resolution of this debt in the capable hands of James, Jim, and Leroy. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel so you'll know whenever I've added a new Scambaiting email video. If you'll be kind enough to share your comments, suggestions, requests, and reactions to this video in the comments section below, I promise to make sure Rob sees it. It's been an honor to share this Scambaiting adventure with you. In sincerity and on behalf of Rob McClellan.